Oh, yeah, I think it's me. Yeah, oh, it's me. Yeah, me again. Yeah, every day. So far, for now. But we'll see soon. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Akron, NACA, whatever. And then Conference Board had to chime in. And, so, I mean, all you people who still have some sort of doubt about Conference Board being, kind of a lousy, yeah, just a lousy human. The fact that he doesn't call this creep on these creepy arguments is just so obvious. I mean, there's obvious bias here. I'd argue, and obvious desperation too. I'd argue, because he'd call people if somebody was pulling the crap that Accra, smiling Andy is pulling. He'd call him on it. This time he took a paragraph out of Benatar's book and completely strawman the fuck out of it. Just completely put words in his mouth, not even close to the argument he was making. So Benatar was basically just pointing out, he was making the argument for, it was part of the book where he's explaining that, I do think animals are in the same dilemma we are, and I would, extend this argument to them also, but there's no point because we got to do the human thing first, sort of argument. But anyway, in this paragraph, he was basically using vegetarianism and the understanding the cruelty that exists in our treatment of animals to making the comparison that if we applied this standard to the arguments made by people who oppose vegetarianism. And he was using a specific argument that's used by meat eaters sometimes, that all these poor little animals wouldn't live if we didn't farm them. And he was making the simple argument that, well, apply that to your own kind. If you farmed babies for food, you wouldn't find human life to be worth it. You would recognize that that's no life at all. So anyway, that was the point he was making, and this guy is trying to turn it around to say that somehow Benatar's arguing affirmatively are using the argument from emotion to say that cannibalism is wrong. He's not saying that cannibalism is wrong. I don't think he'd have any problem. I haven't heard him theorize on it, but I would speculate that Benatar wouldn't have any problem with people eating people who died of natural causes. I don't think he'd have a problem with that. It obviously doesn't solve the problem. We eat a lot more than one human a year, each of us. So you know how many people would have to die to feed the human race? Yeah, that's the problem. So they can't die of natural causes. They have to die of slaughterhouses. They have to be slaughtered for food if you're going to eat human beings for food. They don't have much food value. You're really not getting it. The value of to run your machine, you use energy every day. Okay, it's not building the human that takes a lot of energy. It's maintaining the human that takes a lot of energy. Every day you think and dream and make up crappy, shitty, cunt bastard arguments of no validity. And that takes energy to be a lying scumbag, to be a disgracer of intelligence. So you're busy off doing that shit. And that consumes a lot of energy. So you're going to have to eat a lot of dead people. So, but anyway, there's no evidence that Benatar has any taboo against cannibalism if practiced outside the network of farms and torture. Well, his point is pretty simple. We can all imagine, being a farm animal, having our nuts cut off and being thrown in a fucking box and saying, damn it, I sure as hell wouldn't want to live like that. And then have ourselves, corralled and bashed over the head with a sledgehammer. We can imagine that wouldn't be much of a fucking life. And, especially if we're wiped out before we're 8 years old. We would imagine that to be quite horrific. So that was his argument. Well, anyway, so this asshole tries to turn that around and say Benatar's making an appeal to emotion because he's bringing up cannibalism. What a goddamn joke. These people are going to try to drag the word cannibalism into some sort of explicit meaning. And, I think you all know that people use a term like cannibalism. They say he cannibalized that car. You use the parts off the car to fix another car. So the idea of taking from one thing to feed another is cannibalism. Taking from an equal, taking from a substantially equal, let's say. And that could be called cannibalism. And so these people are just speciesists. I mean, Conference Report is a glaring example. He is a flaming speciesist. He really thinks humans are super special. And it's just a crock of shit. Again, like I said, he has no concern for, let's say, the great apes still trapped in nature. Terrible attrition rates, genocide all over the place. He has no concern for their politics or their lack thereof, their deplorable living conditions. Where's the evidence of this empathetic, sensitive human being? I don't see any. Like I said, I think the only reason why he ever became a vegetarian was to get laid, to look like a liberal, sensitive guy. I don't think there's any sensitive human in there at all. I think he's a fucking fraud. Yeah, that's what I think, honestly. And I would put Aka Crapper in the same fucking category. He's a manipulative, weaselly thinking, crooked-geared, sinister jackass who has found it convenient to wipe out all value in the universe so he doesn't have to account for anything. You can be a selfish motherfucking taker and he can just write it off and just say, it's the way it is. That's his explanation for the harm in nature. It's the way it is. So this is the guy who said, don't stop thinking, don't stop being critical, don't stop examining. And he comes up with, that's the way it is. Yeah, subject closed, it's the way it is. Nature sucks, well, it's the way it is. Yeah, oh man, that's really working the brain, ain't it? I mean, that's so hard to do. I could do that with every fucking subject on earth. I'll just say, that's the way it is. Yep, don't fix it, just leave it alone. It's the way it is. Somehow it's automatically legitimate because that's the way it is. Can't you see that? Isn't it obvious to you? It's the way it is. Yeah. I mean, god damn, these people suck. Ugh. Just atrocious. Atrocious. And so, I want to defend also, it's not my choice to get into this argument from personality. It's these guys. They initiate it. They insult my integrity. They insult my intelligence by telling me I can't believe something. I can't believe value exists because they say so. Because they know somehow. They know something. They know there's no value. Again, we're back to this ludicrous premise of theirs that they're allowed to make declarative statements about declarative statements, but nobody else is allowed to do it. Only them. No one else is allowed to have a belief system that doesn't meet their prohibition on declarative statements. You're not allowed to say anything. They'll tell you when you're allowed to say something. I mean, it's amazing. Just fucking amazing. We don't know. We can't know. Yeah, how do you know that? Oh, man. Amazing. So, yeah, but anyway, they start this. They get in my fucking kitchen first. Or whatever you want to call these. They go picking around my nuts. And, I'm going to swat them. Something like that. Yeah, gotta switch hands. Fence post and such. Ugh, well, fence post holder, that's what it will be. Ow, ow. Oh, so much to do. Anyway, just depresses the fuck out of me when I think about all the shit I got on my head. Yeah, I know you can't see it, but there's a big bag of shit over my head. I just keep, trying to walk around it, and it just, keeps moving with me. But hopefully it will resolve in a year or two. Anyway, Where was I? Yeah, so anyway, there's great value in the cannibalism metaphor, in my opinion. It makes the argument about what's happening here on this planet. Living things cannibalize living things. They steal their parts. There's an obvious question to be asked. Is there efficiency in robbing from Peter to pay Paul? Okay? And that's what this is coming down to. If we're going to torture more consciousnesses than all the humans on Earth, right? Which we're doing every year to animals. We torture more than 7 billion of them every year. Torture and then slaughter. More than 7 billion of them every year. So it's like a genocide of the entire human race every year. Yeah, there's an obvious question to ask. Isn't that a value equation problem? Haven't you destroyed the thing you're supposed to be saying has precious value? How can you argue for your precious value when you're stealing it? You're stealing your gain through imposing pain. But again, these people have conveniently eradicated suffering of others as a relevant component of the value equation. They don't have to account for it. They're allowed to steal, as it put simply, because nature says so. It's the way it is. So because it's the way it is, that's the way they will be. So if there's no law against rape, there's no law against pillage, there's no law against abuse, theft, stealing, they will steal. Because they have no internal mechanism of ethics or reasonable math. They can't do the simple math that, let's see, 1 minus maybe even 2 can't possibly equal a positive number. I mean, if I torture more consciousnesses than the one that I am over my lifetime, I mean, if I torture, what's the total? How many cows does each person kill? How many pigs? How many chickens do they torture and then consume? And how could you possibly justify your one life at that expense, at that price? Well, I'm plainly arguing you can't. You're preposterously inefficient. You cost way too fucking much. Your little pleasures and happiness, and that's all you have is your pleasure and your happiness. You have no eternal productivity. You have no cosmic productivity. You have no universal productivity. All you have is what you do to the other sentient beings and what you as a sentience experience. That's all there is. And if you're going to squander, you're going to steal from that one bucket of water and then claim you invented the water, that is delusional, imbecilic nonsense. Yeah, that's not rational math. That's irrational, self-aggrandizing bullshit. All right, too rotten. Too rotten. These are a little rotten over here. Yes, I'm doing the fence post thing again. It's my job, so to speak. Stay away from me, rats. Ooh, I'm going to migrate across to this other pile of bodies. Too square. Oh, here's a round one. Oh, terrible bow in it, though. But it's good looking. Ooh, here's one with lichen. That's just perfect. Eek, with the lichen pile. Oh, creepy. No spiders, please. Oh, too big, too heavy. Whoa. This one's nice and round here. Ooh, it's terribly rotten, though. Okay, that won't do. Where did I put my bag? My fence post. Do you remember? Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, dear. I put it down some. Okay, it's over there. Remember that. It's over there. Remind me. All right, where was I? Yeah, I probably should just turn the camera off, but ooh, it's wet, but I love it. Yeah, might be a little too rotten though. Oh, that's nice though. Lichen, they look pretty flowering lichen. It's got good color. It's got a round side, which I need. Let's see, round side will face in. So I think we'll go with this one. It's heavy though. Ouch. All right. I'm still here. I'm still making a video. Yeah, I promise. All right. I gotta figure out how to do this extra carriaging. Put that on top of that. All right, I'm gonna put you down for a minute. All right. So anyway, so cannibalism. Yeah, it's a metaphor. It's a really important metaphor as a metaphor. It's more important as a metaphor than it is as an explicit statement. I mean, if you want to get too explicit with cannibalism, you'd say, well, cannibalism is only when you eat a member of your own family. You know, so let's not be too explicit with the word. The general terminology, the general idea of the word is consuming something of equal substance to yourself. Could we use that as the universal definition? The consumption of something of equal substance to yourself, equal, substantially equal identity, meaning, relevance. You know, then cannibalism means a lot more. And if you're going to take from something else, if you're going to consume their welfare, it's going to be really hard for you to justify that there's any balance in the equation. Really hard. So yeah, I call bullshit on so many levels. You know, bullshit on conference report for defending a grotesque straw man argument. Well, yeah, conference report's video was just plain gross anyway. He talked about how much he would like his children to eat him. You know, like somehow this would, I guess this means something to him spiritually, as a religious ceremony. So what should they fry you, or saute you, or broil you? And I suppose your sons aren't vegetarians, so I guess it wasn't really an ethical issue for you from the very beginning. It's as Professor Anton would say, a dietary choice. So apparently your sons would be okay in, you know, eating whatever color meat we turn out to be. I don't know. I haven't cooked a human. Yeah, but yeah, I don't find anything appealing in the idea personally. I don't find anything repulsive beyond the fact that I find meat repulsive. But the whole idea that you would have to be cooked first, does that bother you? Wouldn't you like to be eaten raw? Oh yeah, so let's talk about how that is pretty much a functional impossibility. That the human race can't eat raw, heavy, dense meat. It can't digest it. It is in fact a way to lose weight. If you want to lose weight, yeah, eat raw meat and you'll lose weight because you can't metabolize it. So there we go. There's the big dig here. You know, we're eating meat because we've chosen a dietary choice centuries ago because we invented fire. And so we could throw the poor critters on the Barbie and find an excuse to cannibalize them. And we just wrote it off. We're just farming sentient creatures for our gratification. Now, if I described an alien race that farmed sentient creatures for their own gratification, I think you might say, oh no, I don't hope they don't visit. I think you might say that. I think you'd probably say, well, let's not invite them over for dinner. I think you'd probably say that. Because you just suspect they were cruel, nasty, drooling, fucking alien insectoids. That's what you'd assume. But you'd say nothing elegant, nothing Mr. Spockian brilliant would come up with the idiotic idea of, shoving a sentient creature in a cage, whacking its nuts off, and then brutally murdering it. Yeah, that wouldn't occur to Mr. Spock, I don't think. No, that would occur to a bug. So once again, the human race has proven itself to be nothing but buggery. A disgusting, drooling bug of a kind. And you have sort of epitomized that. You put the cherry on the fucking bug cake by fancifully imagining the fun of cannibalism. Wouldn't it be fun if they put an apple in my mouth and barbecued me and fed me to my children? Ha ha ha! Aren't I terribly whatever? What would you call that? Beatniky or something? I mean, yeah, that's just so hippie, cool. You're just so cutting fucking edge. Let's make haha jokes about abuse and misuse and cruel consumption. Yeah, it's all a big fucking joke. Oh, my shoulder hurts. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's enough of a video, but I can't get to the button. So you'll have to wait till I dump this load. Oh, ow. Son of a bitch. Thought I could make it. Oh, without a switch. Oh, getting too bony shoulders. Yeah, I should have brought a towel with me, but it's hot. Ow, 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 ow. 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 Okay, I'm almost done. All done.